Are you ready to win over $1,700 of readings, healings, and coaching? Join the Soul Search Spiritual and Holistic Wellness Facebook group, where we will be launching the Soul Search giveaway on November 13th. One lucky winner will win all of these prizes: numerology life analysis, soul connection psychic reading, intuitive reading, holy fire healing, personal business coaching, channeling from source, starseed origins reading, mediumship reading, all from our incredible Soul Search luminary practitioners and TV stars. Don't miss this incredible opportunity for transformation and enlightenment.
Hello, Soul Search family. Happy Sunday. I am super excited because I have today with me AJ and Tom from Speaking from Source, and they are amazing intuitive channels and guides, and so unique because they actually simultaneously channel from the same mind. And they bring through divine intelligence by channeling what they call the guides, a collective of high frequency spiritual beings from multiple planes and dimensions. And this is such a unique and powerful experience when you get to actually be in the energies with the guides. So I'm just so honored and grateful that you guys are part of our amazing giveaway. This is the first time we're doing a Soul Search contest and giveaway in our Facebook group, and it's going great. We have a lot of people competing. Everyone's excited because we have $1,700 of readings, healings, and coaching. And I'm telling you, guys, anyone who wins this is going to be going through a big transformation in their life. And you guys really work with us to help better understand events and circumstances in our lives from a universal perspective, which helps us to align with universal truth. So really powerful work you guys are doing, and welcome. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having us. We're delighted to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. And who doesn't love a giveaway leading up to Christmas? And what an incredible way to start the year for that winner. I mean, talk about getting yourself the insight you need, the assurance from source that you're loved and you're carried, and, great way to start the new year.
It's true. It's going to be a powerful new year for the winner here. And of course, you guys also have an amazing show on Soul Search TV called The Infinite Pathway: Journey to Self-Realization. And for those of you guys who haven't checked it out yet, and I know we have a lot of new people joining our group, I really encourage everyone to check it out on Soul Search TV, because every episode is a powerful transmission, but also so fun, and also gives, tools and practices for us to take with us. So, I love the show, AJ and Tom, and I know we have some exciting things planned for our whole community to be able to share together with the show even further.
Mm-hmm. You bet. One thing that we're looking forward to is being able to interact with the viewers and talk through and listen to what they pick up and what we feel was critical points, and just to be able to discuss and apply. Right? Really, the guides are all about application. For them, this is not an intellectual exercise. This is about making our lives, helping us thrive, and really making our lives successful and joyful. And so it's exciting to be able to say, how might we apply this, and what might we do with the what the guides call premises that they help us live by.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
These are challenging times for many and uncertain times for many. And so it's really lovely. Throughout that series, there are direct quotes, channelings from us both of the guides. And then we kind of unpack that a little bit to put it into real practical terms. And then, of course, toward the end, we have our daily practices to bring it all together as well, because that's what you need right now. You need that practical understanding. Sometimes, when we say, well, just, change your mind, make a new choice, it seems very easy to do, but it's not so easy when you get down to it. And the guides and the show really helps you understand how you can do that.
Exactly. And tell us a little bit more about the guides that you both are working with and bringing through. I'd love just to hear from you all, like who they are, why they're here. Why are they here with us right now? And what is their role?
Oh, I think the first thing to say is that they are collective, and really universal intelligence is collective. And so it's really commonplace that universe creates aspects of energy that are represented by a variety of beings, right? Whether those are intergalactic or interdimensional or part of the divine realm, the angelic realm. All of those are obviously just aspects or avatars of the universal energy, which is multi-spectrum. And so what's so interesting to us is that the elements of the collective that come together always match the group we're speaking to. So in other words, we don't always have the same guides present. And it's part of why I think they asked us to just call them the guides, because there's not a set cast of characters. In other words, they are based upon your energies and based upon what energies you need to hear from the most. They're very conscious of what is needed for you and which aspects of energy you might want to hear from or need to hear from.
Absolutely. And, the guides love being able to step back and remove themselves from the picture and just share the universal source energy and source messages unfiltered in that respect. They don't want to be caught up in personality. They don't want to be worshipped or idolized. They don't want to be exclusive either. Sometimes people say, well, only I can channel, Cleopatra or Napoleon or whoever that might be. And that's great. They might share some wonderful insight. But, the idea that this is available to all of us as we grow and ascend. And so often, the guides in personal sessions or in group sessions create a great segue for you to understand more about who's around you, who are the guides and people that are supporting you in your spiritual journey.
Yeah, and that could be, your need for the wisdom of an ascended master, or your need for the comfort from an angel. Really, there's just an endless array of avatars and aspects of universal energy, all based in love, all based in unity, and all interested in your greatest and highest good. And I think that's the other thing that's important to say. When you receive a channeling from the guides, it's always positive. It's never designed to tell you what's wrong with you, what's the matter with you, what needs fixing, because the guides always say very clearly, there's nothing to fix. There's nothing broken. And instead, let's help you recognize your strengths. Let's help you recognize the ways in which there are paths towards your greatest and highest good that you may be resisting, or that you may be missing, or you may be even avoiding, that would really assist you towards that greater and higher life.
Wow. And I know you guys work with clients from all over the world.
Yes.
And why do people come to you for a channeling session? Is it because there's something going on in their life that they need support with? Do they need advice? Are they just curious? What are some of the reasons, and how do you see people go through transformations? And I'm sure you've seen thousands. So, I know I've been asking a big question, but just, what kind of transformations do you see often when, people come to you for these sessions?
The guides talk about this a lot. And one of the things that they say is that we're all called, that there's an inner voice in all of us. It's built into our souls, I believe, that is always asking, is there more? And for some of us, we ignore that most of our lives. We keep ourselves very distracted, very busy. There's something to watch on TV or some game to play. And every now and again, usually in the middle of the night, something says, wait, there's more. There's something missing. The guides also talk sometimes about dissatisfaction and the role dissatisfaction plays in helping us sort of seek, right? Here's what we know is the universal truth. When I ask, the answer is provided for me every time, all the time, in any number of ways. And best, it's answered for me in a way that I can hear it best. And we even feel that's true with the multitude of channels that are available. We understand we're one of many, and perhaps someone can hear it from us best. And we really trust the universe's ability to make that connection. People who need to hear from us connect with us, right? Through all kinds of amazing divine ways. But it's because they're ready, and it's because they're sensing something's not working for them as well as they'd like to. They're not feeling the joy that they really hope that they could feel. And so those are two motivations, I think, that oftentimes drive people to start that seeking process. And the best assurance is once they start that process, the universe will not stop in helping you get those answers.
Absolutely. And that's, one of the other reasons that people come to us, because they are seeking, they are sensing, and they are opening up. They're starting to receive insights and messages, or they're starting to get that nudge, that little tickle that says, you should get a channeling from Tom and AJ, or you should go over to Soul Search and check out when they're doing their next fair. All of these things as we start to awaken. And what's amazing is, when Tom and I go into channeling, we do a little meditation, and we sort of get out of the way to allow for the guides to come through. And we share one mind when they come through. And so we each get similar messages and insights, and we each follow up with different sentences from the guides as they show us all of the unique perspectives. I kind of see things moving around like this, and it's like, okay, Tom, now AJ, now Tom, now AJ. It's really quite remarkable. But the wisdom of source, the wisdom of consciousness, universal wisdom, that stream, that flow is available for you. A lot of people talk about the veil and things being hidden from us, but this is a time where the veil is lifting or lifted. And you can access that through people like myself and Tom, and yourself as well, as you learn to get all of the tools necessary for you to grow and develop, which makes the Infinite Pathway Journey to Self-Realization such a wonderful series to watch. There are 12 episodes there. Some of them deal with finding your own light, finding the connection to source and your spiritual guides as well. So it really is an epic journey to watch and binge watch if you want to as well.
It's interesting that a number of people come to us because they keep hearing they have spirit guides, but they have no idea who they are. And they've really shut down the ability to hear them. And so we often have people come to us saying, do I have spirit guides, or who are my spirit guides? And the delightful thing is that the guides will bring them in. They'll really reveal them as well, and help people sort of recognize not just who they are. The real question is, what's keeping me from hearing them? What is the resistance? What is the limitation? What for me is really keeping me from having and having them have an active role in my life?
Exactly. And I think that's so important because, more and more people at Soul Search, we see them coming to us saying those exact questions. Who are my guides? Do I have guides? And just beginning to ask that question and then get the answer that, yes, you have guides. Yes, you are supported. That's a huge jump, right? Because we go from feeling we're alone in this crazy world to really understanding that, wait, we have such incredible multidimensional support available to us. And with you guys, when you guys bring through the guides, the energy is so powerful and so palpable that you really feel enveloped in that love and that support and that harmony, which I think is so important for people, because once you experience that, you can never unexperience it.
Yeah, we do talk about experiencing the guides, and that is part of the transition that people are having, the transformation that they're having, because we often feel that we're really separate from our guides and from our intuition and all of that support. And yet the guides remind us that each and every one of us have an inbuilt system to connect with the divine through the energy centers of our chakras. And this is the most amazing thing that sometimes the guides reveal for us, how to plug in to universal source. I mean, we have a heart chakra. Many of us feel the heart chakra when we fall in love, or when we find something that, opens our heart, when we walk in nature and see, the Grand Canyon, for example, or Hawaii, where you just were, which was spectacular. I love your broadcasts from there. But, we have this also a third eye and a crown chakra. And we have our root chakra to invest into Gaia and Mother Earth, like just behind us here, the tree of life, as above, so below, that beautiful connection that is there for you. And the guides really lead us and show us how to get there. And I think Tom was about to talk about the energy of the guides and the hug that they do at the end of every channeling. See, I know exactly what he was about to talk about.
It's weird.
It is weird.
And it extends beyond our channeling these days, right? So
little creepy.
We have no secrets. Let me just say that. That was exactly what I was going to talk about. So at the end of every channeling, whether we do a public channeling or we do a private channeling, the guides always end with what we call the hug. And that's just simply a burst of energy, a burst of loving energy. And that's, by the way, the only thing the universe can give us. It can't give us an energy of judgment. It can't give us an energy of disdain. I think a lot of people, if you really force them to be honest, would say, I think the universe tolerates me. So far, they haven't zapped me out of existence, but tomorrow's another day. You never know. And really, the universe only has the capacity for love. And so the guides do this wonderful thing at the end of the reading. We tell people when they say they're complete, just sit still. And the number of people, when we finally come out of trance and we look at with tears in their eyes, because they could feel what we felt when we first started channeling just for ourselves. We had the hardest time leaving our channeling because we just felt this warm hug. We just felt the love of the universe. And I will tell you, this is the most transformative power of all, because we're not all convinced that we're that loved by the very energy that created us.
And that's pretty remarkable when you think about it. So, what we're saying here is that, whether you're doing an in-person session with us, or it's via Zoom or the internet or a group session, everyone feels that hug, that unconditional love from source. And I think that makes, our channeling a little bit unique as well, is it's very experiential. And once you experience those divine energies, once you experience the guides, then everything changes for you, and your journey just starts to zap along. It's like, when you reach a corner on a street and you turn that corner, you've got a whole new vista. And that's the potential of the guides in our channeling.
Definitely. And with the channeling, like you mentioned before, there's a multitude of guides available. So different guides come through for different people, right? Like you mentioned, angels, ascended masters. I'm sure there's many more that come through. So it's very unique.
One of the most exciting for me, and that I bring through often, is the extraterrestrial realm. We often think that we're kingpin, that the humans are the greatest and the best, and that are responsible for creating, or the only, right? But when you experience an extraterrestrial that comes through with equally divine love, equally a part of source, because there's no separation. Often we'll have like a native elder or an elemental spirit that comes through right next to an extraterrestrial, and they're all one up there. There's no separation, and they all are different facets of the diamond, if you will, that enable us to see the sparkle and the beauty of the whole. And that's what makes it really incredible. And you'll see as you open up your intuition, you may connect with the extraterrestrial realm or the native elders or the archangels, which is all available for you there. But as we grow in consciousness, you'll start to see that in your environment. And a lot of people are actually, there's a congress is going on right now with UAP, UFO investigations, and we're opening up to brand new realms. And so the more you sort of assimilate to the multidimensional reality that is available to us, the easier it will be as first contact approaches.
I think another reason why the universe has chosen to use us both and to use us simultaneously is because I truly believe, and it's just a theory, right? I don't think I'll know till I get over to the other side. But one of my beliefs is that we are aligned with specific spirit guides, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there are many more than we think. We don't have just one or two, we have many, and they change throughout our lifetime. But I think we're tuned, right? Obviously, there's a frequency match to certain guides at certain places. And what I've learned from AJ and I is that we then bring a larger selection to whenever we're channeling. Because, you know, the extraterrestrials love to work through AJ because he's got a history with them. They've been with him from the very beginning of his life. I have a very special connection with the native elders. I have a very special connection with angels and some ascended masters. And so I think what happens is all of these folks get to come around the etheric table when we gather. And it's been a real honor and a delight to have that. And I think they realized, oh, these two guys work together. And so let's use them both. And that's a pretty special and amazing thing.
Very special. I mean, I work with many, many channels, and I have to say that you two are the only ones that I know that channel simultaneously, verbally, from source. And it's amazing. And it's an amazing experience because it also really taps us in at a very visceral, tangible level that we are all one, because you guys are tapping in simultaneously. And if we were not all one, how would that be possible? So here you guys.
We do it with each other all the time. We just don't recognize it, right?
Right.
You've had an experience probably this week where you knew exactly what someone else in your life was thinking or needing or was about to say, I think we share universal mind more. And so I think part of what the guides are after is to show us, right? We sort of at times get to serve as a bit of a demonstration of what we all are doing and all advanced civilizations do.
Exactly. And I love how you really do bring in our galactic families as well. And, it is very interesting because right now in the US Congress, they are having all of these disclosures and saying UAP are real. We have had experiences with UFO. So all of a sudden, these things that we were told were not possible are becoming very possible just in the mainstream news. And then to work with you, we get to connect to that galactic family of ours, not out of fear, but one from love, one from support, one as a family. So it's really powerful work.
It's interesting, a lot of people sometimes approach spirituality with fear. Like, what did I do to deserve this? Or what karma do I have to offload? Or, I'm not worthy. I'm just meek and mild. And I have to just go with the flow. And what's fascinating with the guides and the extraterrestrial realm and all of these wonderful realms is that they're only mirroring the energies of the universe, which is love and expansion. And so, it's a good little test if you're working with someone in the spiritual community. If you're feeling that love and you're feeling that security and you're feeling that high heart and that expansion, that's the divine. That's the divine realm. The divine realm is never there to work against you or to make you suffer, to hold you back. We're actually here to learn how to thrive and to transcend our circumstances, which, by the way, is why we have polarity. So, you'll see that, for example, there is extremes of ideologies out there, in politics, in, our emotions, in the people that we choose to love and hate, all of those things, they're there for us to be able to transcend those polar opposites and move forward in love and co-creation toward the things that bring us joy, which is quite interesting because sometimes we think polarity is only there to take sides.
You know, one of
Mhm.
the things that's very interesting, I think, about why the intergalactic energies come in with the guides is because these are ascended civilizations. This is our future.
Mm.
This is what we are striving to become, right? Not all intergalactic civilizations are speaking to us because some have not reached that ascension yet. But those that come through have already advanced. And I think that's a wonderful aspect because that's really our future. That's where we're headed. And who better to take us but another being of creation that's been there, that's done that, and is doing that. And I think that's a lovely addition,
Mm.
right? Sometimes I think the angels were just always created to be divine. Of course they were. And so it's harder for us sometimes to relate to, or ascended masters are so far ahead of us that it's hard for us to always relate. And all of these energies then together help us realize, oh, I'm a part of this same circle. I'm an energy of the universe, and we're all one.
Yeah, that's such a special message right now. We are all in this together. We all live on this blue planet, no matter what your cultural background, no matter what you believe. And the sooner we can transcend our personal circumstances and our ideological circumstances, incredible realms open up to us. And that's something else that the guides reveal is in a personal channeling session, your potential, the potential of what you can manifest and co-create, which is really amazing because often we don't realize what the power of what we can do, the power of our own divinity, our own I am.
It's probably the biggest challenge of our circumstances, right? So if my car broke down and I don't have a way to get to work tomorrow, then that preoccupies me and I forget that I'm here on this planet for much grander purposes, right? And so helping us to understand our circumstances really help us then to refocus on all that is really available for us, why we're really here, what our real purpose is. Because those circumstances can get in the way so quickly. We get so caught up with paying the mortgage and advancing our careers and making enough money to, to survive, or all of those sorts of things, that we kind of forget the big picture, which is why we're really here and all that we have to contribute, all that we contribute already every day and haven't realized.
Definitely. And I'm glad you guys brought up polarity because obviously, we're in a very contentious time right now, depending on which perspective you're looking at it. There's a lot of polarity around politics, religion, different social ideologies and belief systems, and wars going on around the world. And it seems like everything is coming to a head. I don't know if I don't want to put you guys on the spot. I don't know if you guys personally want to share something or bring through the guides just to let our viewers and our Soul Search family, give a message around, what's happening right now.
Yeah, well, the guides are speaking to us all the time. They often drop in messages and give us some reassurance. Tom and I actually channel for ourselves personally, so we can get an energy update, a little pulse check on everything that's going on. And then, of course, we have our monthly group channeling sessions, Conversations with Source. And every month we do an online session together with people and answer their questions. So it's always current to what is going on. But right now they are giving us some assurance because, often when you get a big task or a big change that's happened in your life, you think, oh my God, this is the last thing I need. But it's there for you because you are equipped and you have the ability to transcend and work your way through that. So everything is kind of coming to a head. Why? So we can see it, so we can identify it, and we can make a choice that is aligned in higher consciousness, if that makes sense.
So, we have a number of clients and folks. We just did our monthly public channeling right after the election.
Yeah.
And of course, we had a lot of people who sort of came in going, help, 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 right? And what the guides always share is a much broader perspective. And so the first thing they said to the group, and they've said to many groups actually, since and around the election, is it is impossible to extinguish the light.
Mhm.
That little reminder that you don't need to think about your country's leaders because they're not the energy that is sustaining you. The light of the universe is the energy that sustains, the light of source is what's there. And guess what? Nothing can extinguish it. Nothing can take it away. And it gives everyone this chance to just stop and take a breath and go, oh, it's so easy to get caught up in politics. It's so easy to get caught up in our social problems and think everything will be terrible because of this condition. But isn't that what we do when our car breaks down? Oh, everything's going to be terrible because my car doesn't work and I can't get to work and I'm going to lose my job and then I'm going to lose my house and, on we go. As opposed to stopping and getting this divine perspective, which says, nope, you're cared for regardless, whether your car works or not. You're cared for, you're protected, you're adored, right? Is what the guides often say. And so I think what the guides are saying more than anything else right now is to regain a perspective that says two things, really. One is the light never goes away, so you are always cared for. But under that is also this idea of recognizing all things have purpose. Everything serves for our greatest and highest good. And what that means is whoever wins the election is exactly who we need at this moment for some realization. The guides often use the analogy of the floor dropping, right? The floor collapsing beneath you. But the way they talk about it, and we have a blog on our website that they really channeled for us to describe this well, what they title that is the floor underneath. Because what they say is sometimes you need a bit of a traumatic event that knocks the floor out from under you only because you won't move to this new floor. You don't realize you've outgrown this. This floor doesn't work for you anymore. You need something else, and that something else, we would love for you just to get to the new thing. But sometimes you don't, so we have to knock it down for you, right? And sometimes that happens in our circumstances, right? The car broke down because it's time for your new car.
Or you need to just slow down a little.
Right.
You need to take in your environment and your perspectives.
Your coworker lives right up the street, and what a wonderful friendship we have planned for you if you would just call them and ask for a ride.
yeah, all of these things.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
Our circumstances, no matter what they are, always provide us, an opportunity to make new choices and to create something new. So notice, if you just go on and on about the car breaking down or the flat tire or something like that,
Or the president you didn't want.
or the president you do want, or whatever,
Yeah.
that energy expands, right? So what you focus on expands and grows bigger, if you will. And so all of our circumstances, the good, the bad, and the ugly, they provide us an opportunity to make new conscious choices. And that's just is what is wonderful about the Soul Search community, because the Soul Search community is a community of people that are making new conscious choices and connecting with all of those people in that energy. Think now of your spirituality, if you will, or your seeking. It's not just seeing a reader once or getting an answer, will I buy a new car or a new home or keep my job? This is about you connecting to source, you understanding yourself, and you coming into like a preparatory school, if you will, to understand all of the new things that you're going to be exposed to, all of the new potentials that are right there waiting for you as we come right into the energies of Aquarius.
So anyone struggling with their circumstances, whether those are where you think our country is headed or what you think is going to happen or your bad car, What the guides are constantly reminding people is that all things work for your greatest and highest good. That mindset changes your perspective on everything, right?
Yes.
And so my ability to say there's something good coming from this lets me get redirected towards the solution and not the problem and not the crisis. And suddenly that expands and that greater and higher good becomes revealed. AJ and I operate, because of the guides, they taught us this, from a very simple statement. We say this or something better. So when something occurs for us, we always remember that, well, this must be the best thing, or there's something better coming.
Yeah. And it's fascinating too, because sometimes, when I deal with disappointment and I think about this or something better, I'm reminded that there is that something better waiting for me. And it's interesting if you just test it out, because, hindsight's a wonderful thing. When your car breaks down and you think this is terrible, there's something better there for you in a new car, and there's maybe something that opens up for you to have that possible. And so, that's some of the insight that you can get when you connect with the guides and work in co-creation.
And by the way, our car is working just fine. I don't want anyone to get the impression that
Cross fingers.
We're obsessed with our car.
I love what you guys are sharing and saying, because, for us, it's true. It's like, how do we shift into the higher perspective, and how do we stay there? How do we choose love? Like, that's what I always say. How can I choose love in every moment? And sometimes that can be really difficult for us, but with your TV show, The Infinite Pathway, Journey to Self-Realization, what I love is each episode you're delving into a teaching, a transmission, and a practice that can really support us in doing that, and, a lot of times when we come from the religious perspective, we think, we're practicing for penance or for forgiveness from God, or from, because we've done so many wrongs and we need to make it right, but, where we're looking at it with you guys, the spiritual practice is for how do we build that? How do we open that connection? How do we grow that connection? And how do we keep that connection alive, which allows us to then come from that higher place and stay in that higher place? And that's what I love about your guys' show. And I'm just so excited for our Soul Search community, because you guys are going to be really doing an amazing thing with our Soul Search community, where we'll be having a watch party where we can watch the show with you guys once a week. And then we'll have a chance to actually come together and share our thoughts, our experiences, our doubts, our skepticism, our questions. That's what we always want. We always want discussion. We always want conversation. We always want questions, because we're all different, right? We're all different, and we all have our own unique perspectives that we're coming from.
Absolutely. And, this is a really big deal to partner with us on that, because a lot of people often say, how can we go deeper with you guys? How can we have conversation? How can we establish community? And this is going to be a great forum to do that, and to really go deeper into all of the episodes. There's one episode alone that deals with the role of contrast, and it's called Exactly What I Don't Want. And so there are some great things that are dealt with there in a lot of fun and in a lot of seriousness as well. So it's going to be great to have your audience watch the show, and then
share your stories.
Whether that's worked for you or even where you think it hasn't worked, and see if we can go a little bit deeper as to why that hasn't been the case.
Definitely. So you guys watching, stay tuned, because we will be announcing the date and times for the watch party and the Q&A. If we'll probably be doing a poll just to get a pulse on what days and times work for people. And we'll be making that announcement. And it's going to be a really beautiful way for our online global community to come together and really share, and also be able to dive in deep into this beautiful show that you guys have created for us. So thanks for doing this. I'm really
interact with everyone.
It's going to be awesome. And so all of you guys tuning in, thank you so much for being a part of our Soul Search family. If you have not joined our Facebook group, join below. It's a Soul Search Spiritual and Holistic Wellness group on Facebook. Once you join, all you have to do to try to win this prize is invite your Facebook friends. One invitation equals 1 point. They don't have to accept, although we hope they do. And we're off to the races already. So if you want to win this amazing prize with AJ and Tom, your own intuitive channeling session where you can meet the guides, this is your opportunity. Join our Facebook group, get involved in the contest, and we're excited to meet you as the winner. And you're going to be able to work with these beautiful channels here, AJ and Tom, and we're so excited. And AJ and Tom, thank you so much for joining us on a Sunday morning. It's been a beautiful conversation with you guys.
Thank you.
And thank you,
Really
everyone.
It's so good to see you as always.
Yes, definitely. And for our beautiful family, thanks for tuning in. We will see you guys again soon. Take care, everyone, and see you in the Facebook
Are
group.
you
in the
ready to win over $1,700 of readings, healings, and coaching? Join the Soul Search Spiritual and Holistic Wellness Facebook group, where we will be launching the Soul Search giveaway on November 13th. One lucky winner will win all of these prizes: numerology life analysis, soul connection psychic reading, intuitive reading, holy fire healing, personal business coaching, channeling from source, starseed origins reading, mediumship reading, all from our incredible Soul Search luminary practitioners and TV stars. Don't miss this incredible opportunity